morning. My name's Betsy and I'm your Nissan specialist today. Today we're going to be talking about the '09 Nissan Murano. And I know it looks a lot like the older generation, but this vehicle has a lot of hidden secrets. We've got over 60 upgraded or new features that we're going to discuss. We don't have time for them all, but we will touch on the big ones. We're going to talk about styling, we're going to talk about performance enhancements, and we're also going to talk about technology. Now, first things first, we've got workbooks for you guys, pages 1 through 24. You can follow along. If you have questions, please stop me and we will discuss them. If I don't have the answer, I'll get it for you. And you can also take notes in your workbook. Now the first thing we're going to talk about is styling, but let's talk about the trim levels first. You have your S, your SL, and your LE. So last year you had the SE edition. They've dropped that trim line for the LE, which is a more higher end look. This vehicle right here is an all-wheel drive SL, fully loaded. So that means it's got leather, it's got the moon package, nav, tech, the dual panel, and it's got everything, okay? So, and keep in mind that all the Muranos are all-wheel drive with an option of two-wheel drive, okay? So let's talk about the styling a little bit. Now the '09 Murano has all new styling. What that means is we've got a whole new look here. Look at the front bumper. There is a collaboration between the new grille and the headlight assemblies. The designers are calling this density. It's a multiple clusters together giving a higher end feel. Plus you've got this new wide smooth bumper with the fog lights, okay? Now another thing about styling is you want to look at the line on the hood. Look how it carries over the car and above the window. This is called your character line. This gives you the Murano feel. They kept the original windows so that you knew what you were in, but look at the dynamic line. It's on the bottom to draw your eye lower over the wheel wells to give that muscular appeal. The line through the middle is called your tornado line, so that gives you the anticipation of action in the car. When you look at all three lines together, you can tell that this car is going to be fun to drive. So let's look at the back of the car and we'll talk a little bit about more of the styling. Keep in mind, the S and the SL have the 18-inch alloy wheels. What size wheels do we have for the LE? That's right, we've got the 20-inch titanium wheels. We're trying to keep that luxury look, substantial feel, and there's a whole lot of action going on the inside. So let's look at the back end. Another nice feature is the rear. You've got the lines that continue from the sides and roll onto the badge of the vehicle to put all of the eyes on the Nissan badge. So you've got the lines informed and the aerodynamic lenses that continue to give you that full feeling about the vehicle. The taillight assemblies are to continue the density feel, multiple clusters of lights together which emphasize the LED lights. One of the things I like about this car is the chrome finishers. It gives you that feel of there's something going on under the car. So we're going to talk about a little bit more about the performance enhancements, okay? Now this vehicle does have greater horsepower and torque from last year. It's 264 at the center crank for horsepower and 245 for your torque, okay? This is exciting, but the most wonderful thing I think about this vehicle is the chassis. It's now functioning with the D platform chassis, which gives you more chassis rigidity. This is off the '07 Ultima platform. Okay, what that means for your customer is it's going to be a more comfortable ride. It's going to have less vibration and less sound. So this is another thing that you'll see in the ride and drive so that you can compare, because that might be a sell point for your customers. So let's look on the inside and we'll talk a little bit more about the performance enhancements and some of the technology. Another one of the performance enhancements that I like in the vehicle is the new Xtronic CVT transmission. What that means is it's 30% faster than the previous generation when it's transitioning from gears. In a vehicle with CVT, the sell point to it is you can't feel the car shifting while you're changing gears, where the old mechanical ones, they have a limited amount of gear ratios they can go through. On top of that, you have power steering assist, and what that means is it's going to vary by vehicle speed, not by engine speed. So it's going to allow you to have a little more control when you're in a parking garage or a tight parking situation. This vehicle also comes standard with the traction control, the vehicle dynamic control, and the limited slip for the two-wheel and the four-wheel drive. Now, some of the nice things about the technology that this vehicle has, and you may know about some of these because the Bluetooth is in previous models, but Bluetooth is standard in this vehicle, as well as the rain sensing wipers. This is really cool. Okay, so if you look up here, I've got a sensor, and when my stalk is on the intermittent level, it can sense the rain moisture off the windshield. Now I can turn my sensitivity on my stalk, and that will adjust for the rain sensing wipers as well. This is a new feature for this car, and it's really cool. Now the other thing is the push button ignition. We have that in all the Muranos, but what we don't have is the smart key, the intelligent key. So in a typical vehicle, you would put your foot on the brake, stick your key fob in the key fob hole, and then hit the push ignition. With the intelligent key, you can walk up to the car and it senses you. You don't have to take it out of your wallet, and you can start the car right up. This is some of the technology in the car. We also have the nav system, which is a hard drive based system that is integrated with the audio. But that covers all the technology in the car, and let's talk a little bit more, and then we'll release you to go to your ride and drive event. So this concludes the overview of the Nissan Murano. What's nice is now you get a chance to go to the ride and drive and actually feel the vehicle, test it against previous generations and the competition. My name again is Betsy, and I am your trainer. If you have any questions, feel free and come up and ask, and I'll see you at the stores.